So, good evening and welcome to the only post-game phone-in that you are going to find anywhere online this evening. Betfred Super League round 25 and the Betfred Super League in general just keeps delivering, doesn't it? Unbelievable night of rugby league football this evening, of course. Last night, a great game between Salford and Catalan, 16-17. Salford not managing to get it done against 12 men, but a really spirited performance yet again from them. A brilliant win for the Leeds Rhinos, 26-0. Made hard work of it at times, but good win for them. Jake Connor, of course. Yeah, Leeds Rhinos fans, you've got to be sweating on that one. Potential rib injury there for Jake at the wrong part of the season. Tonight, of course, Saints going down 18-4 to the Wigan Warriors at the Totally Wicked Stadium. Great start for Saints, just can't get the job done, can they? Jack Wellsby at loose forward. What do we make of that? The French and Field show, absolutely incredible. But, are Saints still off the pace? Are they the pretenders? Have you changed your mind in terms of the chances of St. Helens off the back of today's game? And what about Wigan? Bev and French again, that pass to Field off the ground. Oh, yes, have a bit of that. Wonderful stuff. But arguably, unbelievably, the best game of the night taking place at what was the Jungle, now the Wombo Stadium. Nothing boring about it tonight. A 26-22 win for the Tigers against their nearest and dearest Wakefield Trinity. Wakefield running out of gas. Castleford Tigers fans, yes, it's been a pretty shocking season for you guys, but hey, what a way to finish, eh? Unbelievable. A win against the old guard. Absolutely outstanding. Right, if you're watching us on YouTube, then what you need to do is go into the description. There is the link to get into tonight's show. So that's all you need to do. Go into the description of what you're watching. There is a link in the description, and that will get you in the queue to come on live. But I promised him if he could do it, I'd have him on first. And they did it. Come on, Simo. Come and have your moment in the sun, lad. What an evening for you guys. Absolutely unbelievable. Talk us through it, mate. How did you pull that one off?
Mate, it got to half time and starting to believe. I mean, not finding touch again. Another coach killer.
But you let us win a game.
Sorry about that. Bit excited. Yeah, we got to half time. Obviously, we limped into half time with a little bit of a lead. I'm not really sure on what Tom Grant were looking at in terms of officiating yet again. I don't think he should be allowed anywhere near Castleford Rugby League with a 5-mile radius. But I hadn't seen it on TV.
Why are you talking about a referee when you've won a game? Enjoy winning the game.
I say, you know me, buddy. I say it like it is. If it had been opposite way, which to be fair, there were a few decisions both ways tonight, which I were a bit like. But I mean, Alex Mellor. I mean, Sam Wood played really well tonight. I mean, you've got to feel for Wakey. I know it's still probably theirs to lose his top 6, but yeah, I'm buzzing. I'm not going to be on final whistle this weekend due to work commitments. Win or lose, I try to get on final whistle, as you know, Dave. But yeah, I won't be on this weekend. So yeah, I did have a bit of banter with you at captain's run, and I said if Cass pull off win at round, then I'd be on. And you did say you'd get me on first, so fair play to you.
I'm a man of every word, mate. No doubt about it. Grit and determination tonight from the Castleford Tigers. A real gritty display. Wakey, well off the pace. I mean, unbelievable, really, from a Wakey perspective, considering how well Wakey have played all year. Did they take that for granted tonight against your beloved Tigers?
Yeah, I think Wakefield probably coming to the game probably a little bit too maybe complacent. I think Darryl Powell obviously knows area by being coach for so many years. Obviously, Shenton, Luke Gale, you think about the coaching setup that Wakefield have got, and yeah, they may have probably overlooked us, to speak. If ever there were a grand final for Castleford, we out season that we've had, that were it tonight. I mean, we've got Wigan away, Saints away, last 2 games. I've openly said that I didn't envisage us winning last 4 or 5 games at season. So yeah, it's definitely a shock, and I'm going to bed an happy chap tonight.
Any players that you felt? Well, I mean, one spring doesn't make a summer, does it? But any players tonight that you felt that was at the exit door that might now be sticking around?
No.
No change.
I think, like you said, Dave, one game in good enough, and to be fair, a lot of fans that end at game, obviously, tune come on after game. Everybody had a little sing song, and then people were looking at each other, going, "Are we waiting to clap everybody off?" And they were like, "Sod that, they don't deserve it." You know what I mean? I were a bit like, "Oh." But yeah, you come. I mean, looking at team tonight, there's probably a very few out of the 17 that I'd personally have in Tigers team next year. I expect a big overall of players, and I expect Chester to bring a better calibre of player into the club next season.
Chris Atkins took the Sky Man of the match. I thought Alex Mellor had a good game as well.
Yeah, Alex Mellor were just quality. I think him and Jeremiah Simbikin, they were both strong in second rows. I know, obviously, Jeremiah Simbikin is one of those players that's potentially out of contract and not staying, which out of all the players that are out of contract, he'd be one that I'd be in talks with. I think he runs his blood to water, does Simbikin, and when he tackles, you know you've been tackled. He definitely puts his heart on line. But yeah, very, very good game and a very happy chap. I think my mate Sharp nailed it on head in terms of Trin, though. I think once they get into top six, I don't think they'll be doing much more after that. And that's not me just saying it because it's Wakefield. I just think that the other top 5 teams this year are a little bit better than whoever will finish 6th, which will be Wakefield.
I mean, look, mate, you've won a game, but steady on. You could have only dreamt of having the Trinity season. Come on, play the game. The game.
No. Listen. I get it. Listen, if I could, I'd swap in an heartbeat, Dave. I'm just saying that whoever finishes 6th, I like it, whether it be Wakefield or FC. I can't see them progressing into playoffs. If you know what I mean, I think that they'll get beat at first hurdle. That's just my opinion.
Right, well, we've got Steve Rudge. We've got a Wakefield Trinity perspective on. You stay where you are, Simo Rudgy, lad. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
He's making his way home.
We're in the car on the way home.
Oh dear. Well, up the train, but my God, my friend, what has gone on there tonight?
Run attitude. Cass came out and played absolutely storming. Well done, Simo.
Are you concerned for Trin?
Yeah, I think we're done now.
Do you?
Yeah, still a good season, though. Still a good season.
Yeah. You still think it'll be 6th, yeah?
Yeah. I think.
Oh, he's coming through. He's coming through the back of beyond by the looks of it. There he goes. Go on, have another go.
We've only just got
and we've got to then beat. It's still.
Yeah, it's a really bad connection, Steve. Really, really bad connection. Oh, he's back, I think. Go on, carry on.
Bad connection. It's got a chance. We beat Ulcar, then we're there, but Hull tomorrow on Sunday, doesn't it?
Well, it's give FC something to play for, no doubt about it. How many's in your car, mate? How many's in the car?
There's 3. They've got a brand new Wakey fan and a Rhinos fan in the back.
Well, look, the connection's terrible, Steve. Give us your best Trinity chant before you go, boys. Come on, let's have a cheer. Come on. What's your best one?
Trin away, Trin away, Trin away, Trin away, Trin away.
Outstanding. Steve, hopefully we'll see you on the final whistle, my friend. Safe journey home. Thanks for calling in. You're an absolute gentleman. Safe journey home. See you on Sunday, hopefully. We've also got Nige Bennett. Nige, hello to you. How are you doing, Nige? You okay?
All right, mate. You?
Oh, you must be like Simo, mate. You're overjoyed, I'm sure.
Outstanding, mate. I can't believe it.
No.
I tipped us, but not getting in another point. But
well,
they just pulled it out, lads.
They did. What was your highlight of the evening? Any particular highlight?
Just where, like Alex Mellor, he's just unbelievable. He's been the top performer all season for me. Outstanding.
Yeah, he's a class player, is Mellor, no doubt about that whatsoever. Gives you a bit of hope, and it's been a tough season for you lads, hasn't it? I mean, this puts a bit of a smile on your face after what has been a really hard campaign again. That's 2 seasons in a row now. You've had to do it tough.
Oh, it's been terrible, mate. I mean, you know yourself with Warrington and that. But
No, we don't mention Warrington on this one, mate. You carry on.
It's just, I don't know. I'm really, really, really looking forward to next season. Honestly, with some signings that we've made, I think, like you say, it's the Chris Chester factor. I really, really think we're going to do something next year.
Well,
even though everybody says our pitch is too small for them.
Well, yeah, I don't know who that person was. Maybe buy him a beer one day. But genuinely, yeah, I think your backline's starting to take shape. And who'd have thought it? I mean, rumours. In fact, yeah, let's get you in on that, Nige. Rumours that Innes Senior and Darnell McIntosh are going to swap. That has completely surprised me. I think Innes Senior is one of your better players. I mean, don't get me wrong, you brought in other players, and I get that, and maybe the decision's been made that Innes should be third string and Darnell might not mind being third string.
Yeah, I know what you're saying there, but I don't know. I'm not 100% about Innes Senior, to be honest. And I think if we fetch Darnell in, maybe that gives him sort of like a new lease on what he can do, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely. Well, we'll see. But have you got yourself a nice short in? Are you on the Scotch? Are you celebrating what has been a very rare win for you? Have you got a little tip on the go?
Yeah, I'm on the Buffalo Trace.
You enjoy it, sir. You enjoy it. Really hard.
Thank you very much.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks very much indeed. See, now, Jay, you make your debut on social, and now look at you. You're on a phone in. Who'd have thought that, mate?
What do you call it, Dave? Is it debut?
On debut. Yeah, on debut on the phone. Can't be bad.
Yes,
good
nice.
Man. Well done. Great effort,
Cheers,
boys.
Thank you.
Go and celebrate it. It was an absolutely fantastic win for you, boys. And if nothing else this season, you can say that you beat the Trim. So well done. Outstanding.
Grand final done.
We'll see you. Very, very
Cheers,
soon.
buddy.
Right, let's change track. Let's go over to Adam Reeves, Wigan Warriors fan. He's making his way home from the game as well. Big win, this one for you, Adam.
Big win, yeah, very, very big.
Oh, it's another one on the bus. He's got a poor connection. Oh, dear me. Adam, you're going to have to find a better line, mate. The connection is shocking. But what we can do is we can save that. We can go to Craig fourth because Craig's a Wigan fan. Craig, same question. Big win for the Warriors.
Massive win for us. First time we've won there since 2020. It's the first time Wigan fans have seen us win there. So obviously covered since 2018. So massive win for the women as well, getting that first league leaders shield. So it's a Wigan double over the Saints. For the Wigan fans, this is fantastic today. We're really proud and impressed with our teams today.
Yeah, well, you've got Gary Whitekiness on as well. He's an happy boy there. He is. Hey up, Gary lad.
Hey up, mate. All right.
I'm very well indeed. Another Wigan Warriors fan. Always nice for you when you get one over the old enemy, mate. What did you make of it?
It is, yeah. I mean, great result for the men. Fantastic. I think we're just hitting that form right at the right time of the season, as we always do. I spoke to you in the Blue Bell about it, muscle memory, we call it, and whatever it is, we just seem to hit at the right time. But I think the ladies today deserve a big round of applause for what they did. A fantastic result for the girls' team.
Yeah, do you know what? A great game of rugby league. I mean, that was like a game of tennis. It was one way, then the other one. It was a really good game of rugby league. Enjoyed that, and that's a great promotion for the women's game. I know Sinead got a lot of clicks last week, but that was a great promotion for the women's game. But disappointing. I mean, saying that, I was going to say it's disappointing not more people in the ground. But if you're going to get on a Friday, if you're going to kick a game off at 5:30 when people are working, you're not going to get a great crowd, are you? To be fair.
Oh, the double headers are a great incentive for the girls, and it's fantastic. But it only really hits in the last kind of 10-15 minutes when the people are coming in for the Super League game. That's understandable. But what a lift for the girls, to be that close in the last kind of 5 minutes. It was nip and tuck at the end there, and then the crowd starts filling in. You could hear the Wigan and getting behind the girls, and it obviously gave them a massive lift. But I mean, St Helens women's team are phenomenal, full of internationals, experience. But them young girls from Wigan tonight just deserve every bit of celebration they get tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, and some big hits as well. I mean, there's some really big hits during the course of that game as well.
Yeah.
Women's rugby league hurts, gentlemen. Women rugby league hurts. But back to the. I mean, I'll be honest with you. When you consider the fare that was on show at the One Ball, it lacked a little bit for me. I thought the first 25 minutes when Saints were going at you, thinking, "Hey up. Here we go. We've got a game." And I think the first half was of a good standard. Second half petered away a little bit. Saints fans are probably too upset to come on. They don't want to talk about it, and I sort of get that. They're probably still arguing over should Jack Wellesby be playing, and he's a show pony and all the silly stuff that we know goes on their channels. Maybe somebody now will come on. Maybe have stoked the fire. I don't know. But ultimately, they put Jacket loose tonight. I thought the first 15 minutes before he obviously took that hit. But do you know what? Dare I say John Asiata role? I mean, he was in the middle. He was throwing the ball about. He was creating problems. They looked pretty good with Jack at 13.
Yeah, they did. I was quite worried for the first 15 minutes and I thought Wellesby was having a fantastic game. There was really ripping us to pieces, really pushing Wigan against the line. And this is why we're kind of wondering a little bit now. This is maybe open for a debate and maybe another time, but is Wellesby going to be number one shirt next year, or is he going to be more of a utility player? Because he seems to fit in quite well wherever they put him, and he's showing quite a lot of standard there. And yeah, the first half really was a game to and through. Second half, obviously just the one try, but I think just praising both teams' defenses. The defense effort from Wigan and from St Helens in that second half was unbelievable. And Bevan French, for his hit on Percival, take a bow, son. That was fantastic. That hit that he just pushed him back, caused the error. And it was just brilliant defense from both teams.
Yeah, Bevan's showing some class. Like I say, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to come on, if you're watching on YouTube, in the description is the link. All you've got to do is copy that into your browser and you'll be in the queue to come on. Do come and join us. So just press that link and come on. Look, all this talk, Gary, about Jack Wellesby. He's the only man who unlocked your defence all night, and this is the thing that I just find it really bizarre that, on his return to the side, there was so much negativity over it. Yes, all right, they put him in at fullback over Sailor. We'll get to Sailor in a minute. But like I say, first 15, 20 minutes, Jack, for me, was silencing all of those critics, whether they were opposition fans or his own fans. I thought for the first 20, he showed why he has to play in a St. Helens team.
Absolutely. And I think Sam Tompkins mentioned it in pre-game. And, and said he's one of those players that could probably play anywhere, within limitations. But he's good enough to play 13. He's good enough to play 6. He's good enough to play fullback. He can make a difference wherever he plays from. He is a quality player, and I hold no club bias over this. I'm not one of these head in the sand kind of people that just doesn't like him because he plays for Saints. He's a phenomenal player, and he can do a job at 13.
Yeah.
With very little time there, with very little experience there, he can still do a job, and he did for that first time. Okay, he went off and he didn't come on until late in the second half. He's tackling, he's defending probably more than he's ever had to do in that position for many a game, despite his time out of the game for recently. So, fair play to him. I think he can do a job in that position or fullback or standoff. He's one of those players.
Yeah, he is. And like I say, he absolutely unlocked the Wigan defence. Like I say, we'll get on to Wigan. Hopefully, we're going to get some Saints fans coming on and other fans coming on. But we'll carry on this debate whilst we're waiting for anybody else to throw it around. Like I say, I think a few of the Saints fans are probably crying in the bay at the minute. They're probably very disappointed, bless them. Waiting for Betfred TV to, do what they will do, which will, be interesting, I'm sure. But yeah, Alex Walmsley, I mean, he'll probably get some criticism, Craig, because another person who, again, blows my mind how much criticism he's got this year. And yes, he made that error. He made that one error under the sticks. And that might be the thing that gets people posting yet again online. Alex Walmsley, he's not good enough. He's past his sell-by date. 17 carries, 115 metres, 3 tackle busts later. For me, in a high-intensity game like that, there's going to be errors. Yes, he had one, but I thought yet again, Alex Walmsley ran his blood to water for the shirt, Craig.
I did. Walmsley, he is a great player, and it's just a shame that people might look and say, one error, that's it. End of the day, Jeff Hill did an error. He dropped the ball, I think, maybe once or twice, and he got man of the match. I just don't think people should judge one error on what is an otherwise a spectacular performance by a player. And yeah, he did really was attacking the Wigan line. He was pushing us, and he was brilliant in what he did. And yeah, so hopefully St Helens fans aren't going to be too hard on him because of one mistake.
No. I mean, it'd be interesting. I mean, look, from a Saints perspective, I know you boys are Wigan, so I'll shoot from the hip. I think that's a big blow. I think that's a hammer blow for Saints. I think that's a little bit of a an attention getter in the fact that perhaps this isn't going to be their year. I still wouldn't write them off. I mean, I think they've still got some quality. Sailor at fullback in the big game. I mean, we said me and Stefan captain's run. It's all well and good doing it against your Castlefords and this, that, the other in high intensity games. That's where fullback earns his corn. Looked a bit shaky at times today, but yeah, big problem in terms of that. I mean, I think the Knowles injuries played into Wellens' hands this week with Jack being put in at 13. But when Morgan comes back, that's going to perhaps give them problems. Right, let's go on to your Wigan Warriors side. Look, 25 minutes in, are you sweating, Gary?
No. To be honest with you, and that's not complacency or arrogance. No, not sweating at all. Saints were always going to come out strong and try and ruffle us in the first 20, and they did. They absolutely did. But I hark back to it. I think we're just at that stage of the season where Wigan know what to do to win a game. So no, I wasn't particularly worried.
Gary's almost sounding like he thinks you're going to win the grand final.
I'm not saying we're going to win the grand final.
Oh, okay.
I think we're going to be there or thereabouts, but I'm not too worried.
Will you be in the stadium?
Absolutely, yes. Every year, no matter whether we're there or not.
Oh, well, hopefully we can have a beer, young man. That'd be marvellous. That'd be marvellous. Look, I mean, let's go there. I mean, again, he might not have been... Again, it's one of those with Bevan tonight in the fact that it might not be a try. It might not be. It's that pass. I mean, the telepathy between Field and French is frightening because he has no right to pass that ball, and for Field to read it and know exactly what he's going to do, that is ominous, Craig. Ominous.
Yeah, it is. It's there's some like psychic link between them two, isn't there? They just know where the other one is and just what they're going to do. It came from nowhere. Again, it's almost typical Bevan French. It comes from nowhere, sets Field up, and then off he goes, and it's magic, really, isn't it? I sang a little song about when that happened. It was just absolute amazing that what can happen. And again, that was from soaking up a lot of St Helens pressure, and I'll come onto Wigan's line, and then just to literally go 90 meters and do that is fantastic. And it's Bevan and Jay at their absolute best.
Yeah, absolutely outstanding. Your thoughts on Bevan? I mean, like I said, Craig said it as well. That tackle on Percival, that's not something that you normally associate with Bevan French. But again, at that point in the game, not only does he galvanise the team with attacking plays, that in itself galvanised his team to get him through that last 10, 15 minutes, mate.
Yeah, of course he does. And, and let's be honest, French has done, over the last few seasons, French has, he's not known for his defence, but he's made a tackle like that when it's been needed. I've seen a few of them. And Field as well. Field's not the strongest player, not the biggest tackler, but when it matters, they can pull something like that. And it, like you say, it just galvanizes things a little bit. I think French was, he's since he's come back. I for like everybody else, I was expecting it to take him a few games to get settled back in, but he just seems to just jump straight back in, not broken a stride since his injury and his time out. He slotted straight back in, which just is a measure of the player that he is.
Yeah, absolute class. I thought Thompson was going to get 7 for 10. Did you see that as a yellow? I mean, on the Carl Amor was pretty comfortable with the penalty being sufficient, but we've seen them given this year, Craig.
We have. At first, when I first saw it live, I was thinking, it was just a bit of a high shot. Then when I saw the replay, I was like, oh, we could be in trouble here. And he'd only just come back on the pitch as well. So I think he was a bit bit lucky in that sense, but he seemed to soak it up. And then, like say, St Helens, there was no complaints or arguments there. And to be fair, even the fans didn't argue that much for it. It was lazy, it was sloppy, and we were expecting probably a bit better than that.
Yeah, come on, we need more people. I think people are shy. They've got to get used to us being here. It is only the third show after all, but come on, we need people on. We need people on because, Craig's got to go to bed. You know what I'm saying? And Gary's about to have his cocoa. So come on, you've got to start playing the game. But we'll carry on the chat. Let's see if we can stoke a bit more fire. Kyle Felt, Gary, as good as he is, and as good as he has been for Saints this year, are we seeing a bit of grubbiness from Kyle Felt?
Look, I don't watch as much Saints as I do Wigan. Obviously, I try and watch a fairly broad spectrum of rugby. I try and watch as many games as I can. I can't say I've watched Kyle Felt a lot. However, I think he's been watching the Premier League football a little bit too much, because that assimilation of a tackle where he went down on the floor was laughable. And I'm in a WhatsApp group with some St Helens fans who are mates of mine, and even they couldn't defend that. I mean, he's grubby, yeah, and there are players in the game that are grubby and that, but I don't know. And then, one of the guys in the group came back and said, yeah, but he scored 17 tries. How many of them against Salford? And that's no disrespect to Salford, but Saints have piled some points on Salford this year. So I don't know. I'm not a fan of Felt. On tonight's performance,
I thought he was more interested in being naughty than playing the game. And the reason I say this, Craig, is because there was a play the ball where, there's interference at the ruck. I can't remember. It might have been Marshall. I can't remember who was under him. And rather than get up and move to the side, he actually put his knee into his head. I don't know if you saw that. He actually put his knee into his head.
Yeah,
and I was like, what's that? What is that? I mean, the game's tough enough as it is. You don't. I was just like, that's not in the spirit of the game, is it?
No, not at all. It's going back to his theatrics. I think he's taking Harry Smith's best Oscar.
Hang on. No, you're not.
I think he might have taken it.
No, you're not having that, mate. No. Harry Smith won an Oscar, a BAFTA. He won a Grammy. I mean, any award you want to give, Harry Smith won it, mate. Let's not be silly.
It might be incontestant, but I think it was. Yeah, there was no need for the knee into his head, and I don't know if this was a bit of frustration, a bit of tiredness starting to kick in, but there was no need for it, and you expect a bit more from Felt from that one.
Yeah, not great, not great. So where does this leave the Warriors? I mean, obviously, I still can't see anybody beating KR for the Shield. I think that's gone. I'm maintaining my point on that. But in terms of second now, you're breathing a bit easier, boys, in terms of second spot.
No, I still think we've got it all to do. I think Castleford's results there shows they can't be written off, and they pushed us when we went there. Leeds is going to be an absolute epic battle, I think, for second place. I wouldn't put anything past Leeds catching us up, or maybe even almost 10 us over. It's going to be an absolute tough, but Wigan's defence has really improved recently, so hopefully we'll get it. But I'm not riding just yet.
We've got Reevesy back. Let's see if his connection's any better. Reevesy, how are you?
I'm good.
That's much better. Go on, tell us about your thoughts on the game.
Hello? You there?
Yeah, can you hear us, Reevesy?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What's your thoughts on the game, mate?
Thought it was really good. I was listening to your question there to Gary about was we sweating after 15 minutes. I was sweating after 15 minutes. I thought it was potentially going to be a lot difficult than it maybe was. Saints give it everything in that 15 minutes, but I thought that after the opening 20 minutes, I thought they started to tire, and obviously Wigan upped it another notch and showed what we're capable of.
But Junior in December was better this evening. After, let's be fair, by his high standards, he's not had a very good second half of the season. But I thought his offload, I think it was the Ward, was it the Marshall try? Was outstanding.
Yeah, unbelievable. But I think we should use that to our advantage more often with his height. Use him as a go-to on the last tackle, kick for him, and use his height and jump up and try and do that more often, because I think that would be something that we can get points off of quite a lot of times. Should be
Yeah.
usable.
Yeah, no, it was very, very good. Same question to you. Are you comfortable that you're going to finish second now, or do you still think there's plenty of rugby to go?
Yeah, I would. Me personally, in my opinion, I think we've pretty much got second locked up because as much as Cass were really good tonight and fair play to Cass tonight, beating a quality team in Wakefield, I think at home Wigan have got more than the quality to beat Cass, and we've got significantly better points difference than Leeds, even if we did lose to Leeds on the last round. So I'm confident that we've got second off the result tonight.
Ooh, that's an interesting one. I have to say that's an interesting one. You're now on 389, and Leeds are on 324. Now, I'll be honest with you, mate. I think
329 and 324.
Sorry, 389. Your difference is 389, and theirs is 324. And they have yeah, you're talking circa what, 60 points there, about 60, 65 points between you.
Yeah, I can't see us overturning, losing a 60 points deficit when we play Castleford at home next week. I'm confident that we can put a good score on Castleford.
Yeah, yeah, but then don't forget it's double bubble in the last game. So every point that whatever the winning margin is, it's double in it.
True. But I expect the Leeds game to be close as well. Anything can happen in rugby though, Dave. But yeah, I don't see us at the moment losing a 60-point buffer on points.
I think the way Catalan are playing and the way that Castleford tonight, I mean, of the two, you know, I would say Wigan have probably got a tougher task than Leeds next week, based on what we've been seeing the last few weeks, and certainly after tonight. Anyway, you know, Castleford, good effort from them against Wakefield, albeit that could just be their cup final this season. Away, or better be careful. Similar will be coming back on saying things like that. You know, Castleford's cup final against Wakefield. Wow, he'll be filthy now. He's just dropped his spoon. But that's by the by. So yeah, I think that'll be interesting. So, do you know what? I don't think it's all done and dusted yet. I think Leeds are clearly now a massive threat for you. As a Lee, let's not forget, as a Lee. But I think Leeds probably are the big threat, really are the big threat. It's yours to lose. That's the main thing. It's yours to lose. Now, I think Adam Walsh is trying his best to get on, but he hasn't followed the instructions. So, Adam, do yourself a favour. Go off, come back on, follow the instructions, and hopefully, if that's Adam Walsh, the Saints fan, I'd love to have a Saints fan on and hear from the horse's mouth what he thinks of tonight's game. So hopefully Adam's going to go and do that, and he's going to come on. Any other Saints fan that he's watching, then like I say, if you're watching on YouTube, in the description is the link. Press that link, follow the instructions, and you could be on the screen talking about tonight's game. Field, Gary. I mean, I'm going to go to Gary because, you know, Gary, where have you been on Final Whistle, Gary, and things like that? You know what I mean? Here you are on a phone, we don't see much. So
I'm a busy man, mate.
You're a busy man.
Summer is my massively busy period. I start calming down now.
So I'll ask you another question. I'm just going to put Adam on mute because there's a lot of background noise there, Adam, but you're still there. Field. Gary, I think Field has had an incredible season, but I also think perhaps Miller's just ahead in terms of Dream Team 1. Would you agree or disagree with
that? I've got to agree with you, Dave. I think Miller is ahead. I think he is. I think because of his return of the ball, the one thing that massively disappoints me about Field is he's a phenomenal player. He can turn the magic on. He can score a try from nowhere. But every time he runs the ball back, it's a disappointment. He surrenders every single tackle. Now, okay, you know, it's not his game to try and bust defences like Bailey Hodgson, who I think is outstanding at that return of the ball. I don't think there's a better fullback in Super League in returning the ball. Perhaps Lockie Miller. And that's what disappoints me about Field. So for that reason and that reason alone, and because because Lockie Miller can score a try and he can break a line just as Jayfield, sorry. I've got to say, I think I agree. I think Miller is ahead of Field, but Field just has that aptitude to just turn it on at the right time and come up with something that is just out of this world, and do a 80-meter try like he did tonight. So
Yeah, no, I mean, again, the telepathy for that was outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. But I've got to shoot Liam Farrell. What a shocking play Liam Farrell is. Absolutely diabolical. Waste of a Wigan shirt. Should never be playing. Past his sell-by date. He's a bit of a turnstile in defence. I'm sorry, Wigan fans. This is the nonsense that you've been writing all season about Liam Farrell. What a line. What a line he ran for that run. Was that the one that led to the Wardle try? I think it was. What a line that was from Liam Farrell. Can you believe the nonsense that he's written?
Dave, I've been on, I tend to stay away from the Facebook forums unless I'm, I travel a lot for work, so I spend a lot of time at home in hotel bars drinking, and it's then that I get involved in the forums. And I've had arguments with fellow Wigan fans about Farrell's worth, and these people that spout this nonsense that he shouldn't be starting, he's useless. The guy is phenomenal. He's been phenomenal for a lot of seasons. His leadership, his strength, his defense, he's just knowledge. I mean, we lose him. We lose a massive cog in Wigan. I'm honestly dumbfounded by people who slate him. I really am. Okay, he's not as quick as he used to be. He's old. We're all old. But,
speak for yourself,
he
Gary.
has to be a starter in Wigan's team.
Speak for yourself there, Gary. I'm not old. But no, we'll bring Mike in. Mike, good to see you. I'll bring you in a second. But before we do, just to crystallise this Liam Farrell debate for the wonderful pie eaters out there that have been slating their captain all season. Yeah, the same Liam Farrell that tonight was the top tackler joint with Ethan Havard for the Wigan Warriors with a 97, I'll say it again, 97% tackle efficiency, running the ball for 12 occasions for 95 metres.
Well, Dave, can I just interject here?
Of course
Dean Hadley at Hull KR has been getting massive raps all season.
I agree, and rightly so.
Absolutely rightly.
Yeah.
But my stats are probably a bit out of date now, but about a month ago, his stats weren't as good as Liam Farrell's when Liam Farrell was being slated.
Yeah, but he wasn't being slated. But the bad thing of it was, Gary, he wasn't being slated by anybody but his own supporters.
Exactly. Yeah.
Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. And I said at the time, and a couple of Wigan fans got umbrage with me because I actually compared and contrasted those two players, Dean Hadley and Liam Farrell. And what I said was, you would never find KR fans turning on Dean Hadley. You just wouldn't. He's just too respected for the work that he does, And yet Wigan fans were coming out of the wood with for me, one of the second rows of his generation. One of the genuinely, one of the second rowers in British Rugby League of his generation, Liam Farrell. He's been a phenomenal servant to the game of rugby league. Nothing winds me up more than when supporters turn on their own, especially when it's players of that ilk who deserve nothing. If Liam Farrell wanted to go out on a Zimmer frame, he should be allowed to at Wigan. He should be allowed to, with a fanfare of trumpets for what he's done for that club. Yeah. And I'm not a Wigan fan. It just winds me up. That man deserves. I mean, look, I'm talking passionately here against somebody who wears a cherry and white shirt, but he deserves it for what he's given to the game. The player that he is.
He's one of them very, rare unicorns. One-man club, Wigan through and through, giving his all. Still continues to give him all. I saw him in the airport at Carcassonne on when did I fly back? Sunday. He looked as fragile as me. He was walking. You could tell he'd taken a hammering. He's getting older, but he still gives his all. He was getting up out of his seat. He looked as if he was struggling a little bit, but he's gone on the field tonight 100% again. The guy's just, like all Super League players, they give their all, but this guy's given all and more.
Absolutely. An absolute gentleman as well. Cracking guy. I've got a lot of time for him indeed. Right. Mikey, sorry for keeping you waiting, Mikey lad. Great to have you on the phone in. A KR fan, clearly, proudly displaying it in his little title there. No swearing on Super League Raw. You know the drill, Mike. You know the drill. Yeah. Keep it clean. But what do you want to talk about? Over to you, mate.
Well, I've just joined in. Craig's managed to talk me into joining. I've been having a text message chat with Craig after the evening. He convinced me to watch, and then he's convinced me to ring in and join in. So I didn't really have a topic of conversation I wanted to raise, but I'm happy to chip in the conversation.
Has he convinced you to become a member? That's even more important.
He's been trying.
That's the next thing. But no, look, KR. I mean, Wigan tonight. Let's talk. You know, let's talk. I mean, you should get the job done this weekend against FC. We've just seen Wake, come a cropper. So, but you've got to get it done. But I would expect you to win at the weekend, and pretty much the shield is done, which means you've done the double. You've done the league title, and you've done. And people say, it's not the league title; it's a grand final. They've been the best team over 27 rounds. Give your head a wobble, all right? So you've won a league title, and you've won the Challenge Cup, which is Disneyland in Hull KR. That's Disneyland. But you want to go one stage further. What a season it'd be to do a treble from nowhere. Potentially, you might have to overcome the Wigan Warriors again. Are you starting to get a little nervous in terms of what you've seen from Wigan, or that win that you got the other week? Do you think you could replicate that in the grand final? What's your thoughts?
I'm not so much nervous about Wigan's form, because it's expected that we're going to hit that form at this time of year. It's a given. It's one of the, as the sun comes up, we're going to hit form when it comes to playoff time. It happens every year consistently. What I have been a little bit more concerned in recent weeks is our performances seem to have dropped off a little bit. We're still getting the job done and we're getting over the line. And in some instances, we're doing it quite convincingly on the scoreboard. But from the heights we was at the beginning of the season, to the level we're playing at now, I think there has been a slight drop off in our form, and I'm hoping that we can step up that other level as we go into the playoffs. Because I think if we can hit that form again, then we've got a really, really good chance of doing the treble this year. And that's not to say I'm saying we're getting the double. It looks like we're going to. I don't want to be too presumptuous, but it looks like we're going to. But if we can get to them levels we was at the beginning of the season, we was untouchable, absolutely untouchable. So.
Yeah, I mean, Wigan had this problem last year and managed to get it done. To not have a week off, obviously, the only week off they're going to get is obviously got the week off when it was a split round, and they'll get a week off for before the semi-final. But again, if you go through history, and this is something that all of you, I think, can pretty much vouch for, and if you get into your history of the game, you'll see it for yourselves. There's been a lot of seasons where those teams that have finished first and second and have had a week off, that week off has done them a lot of damage, and they haven't got to the grand final because the momentum has been stopped. And that's definitely, at the moment, we don't know if Wigan's got that problem, because there's still plenty of rugby to be played where Wigan are concerned, even though I fancy him now to perhaps finish second. I think if they'd have lost tonight, Leeds would have been licking the lips a little bit, but they've got tonight done, so it's a great step in the right direction. On the other hand, you as a KR fan, you have got that problem. You are definitely having a week off. Now, forgive me, when you, and Steph will shoot me if I get this wrong, but I think I'm right in saying this. When KR played Lee, I don't want to remind you of those bad days, Mike, but when KR played Lee at Wembley, you rested some players, I believe, prior to that game. They didn't. Yeah. They kept the momentum going. And we all know what I mean. One of the greatest finals of all time. It was Golden Point. You only just lost it, and you should have, maybe you, in your eyes, maybe should have won it, but you still lost it. So that's the case in point. A week off could be a major problem, couldn't it?
I think you bang on with that assessment. I think it comes with consistency. You keep playing and you build that consistency, and it's the muscle memory saying you've got to keep playing week in, week out. I think to retain that level. If you're fit, obviously, if you're unfit and you need the rest, then I completely understand that. But if you want to maintain them standards, maintain them levels, I think you need to be playing every week. Training's one thing, but playing at a competitive level is completely different. And I think the rest, you bang right in what you're saying, the rest I don't think would do anybody any good unless they're carrying a slight injury, for example.
Yeah, I mean, and just on a completely separate note, Mike, how weird is it to actually see Craig in a Wigan shirt? It must be pretty weird, that.
I'm sick to death of the sight of Cherry and White, to be fair, mate. He's had the upper hand for a hell of a long time. We work together as well, so I see him in the office every day. So, yeah, and he's had the upper hand Yeah, he lets it be known. So I'm sick to death of the sight of Cherry and White. So I'm a little bit upset that he's got it on tonight, to be fair. Set in my eyes.
Well, all I would say
might be slightly decorated.
Might be, yeah. But no, look, Mike, it's great to meet you, mate. You know, rugby league is a family. I always say that. That's what Super League Raw is all about. We are a family. Whether who we speak, you know, it's great to have somebody on who, you know, balanced and you know, great contribution to tonight's phoning. Love to welcome you into the community, mate. And of course, go and watch the final whistle. Listen to the final whistle. That could be you, mate. You could be the star of the show, my friend. That'd be marvelous. Absolutely marvelous.
I wondered where Craig was getting it from. I can see he's had a very good teacher.
Absolutely. Well,
no,
absolutely.
I've been giving in from the sidelines, Dave, and I've liked what I've been seeing, to be fair, mate. So I think I'm interested.
You're a gentleman. We're trying our best, mate. We're trying to put rugby league, the players, on a pedestal, and that's what we're trying to do. We're doing it our way. We do it with a bit of humour, a bit of tongue in cheek, but it's all about you guys. It's all about doing it as a community, and that's what makes us different. And there's a lot of exciting stuff coming next year as well, which we haven't announced.
Well, you're not getting two sides, fans who are too one-sided. It's balanced. No. People are saying the good and the bad, and that's yeah. I've been on forums previously, and it's they can't take the blinkers off.
No, it's a balanced conversation. We're all as passionate as each other when we're actually in the stadium watching the team. But the beautiful thing about our community is that once the game is done and they have a time to reflect, they do analyse the game very, very well. And there's a lot of people who say this community's done that, which is fantastic. So that's what it's all about. Boys, time is beating us. It's been a great chat. We've had Mike, so we've got a new one. That's always good. You know, we're getting new people. I think there's people on the periphery. I'm seeing them. They're on the periphery. They're close to biting. Should I do it? Should I not? Of course you should. Come on the phone and you'll enjoy it. Well, let's finish off by just going around the screen finally for the last time. Of course, games tomorrow. And let's not forget, tomorrow, Super League Raw is in the Bluebell from 12:30. Lee Leopards fans, Warrington Wolves fans, get to the Bluebell on Horse Market Street. We're going to have a bit of sport with you, a bit of quizzing. There'll be pints up for grabs. There's entertainment. It's going to be a great lead up to that game, Lee, against Warrington. Make sure you're there with us for that. There's no doubt where Mike seems to think where Mike knows Mike will definitely go KR for Sunday. I wouldn't expect anything less. Are we expecting a Lee KR double this week? Anybody want to give a defence for Warrington or FC, or do you think it'll be as you'd expect?
I think it's going to be as you'd expect, really, isn't it? Then again, nobody thought that Castleford would stand a chance, and then here we are, and obviously Catalans as well. I think most of us went for Salford to win that one. So you never know what's going to happen, especially in rivals round. But I think that would almost be a miracle if FC managed to beat KR this week.
Absolutely. Gary, are you down there tomorrow?
Do you know what? Me and my mate, another Wigan fan, we're going to the pub to watch the game, so we might actually stray into town and come out and find the Bluebell with you.
That'd be absolutely marvellous. It'd be wonderful to see you at the Bluebell. And Adam, I don't know where. Are you on a bus, Adam? What are you doing?
I'm on the coach on the way home. I'm just getting off now.
Right, okay. I thought you were at home. Oh, no, you're away. Of course.
No,
Keep getting it wrong. For some reason, I've had it in my head. But I don't mind. I've watched it, and I know it's at the Totally Wiki. What on earth? I tell you, it's a long night. It's a long night. That's all I'm going to say. But, boys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Absolute pleasure. For those who are actually watching this and you don't know about Super League Raw yet, in a moment when we go out, look at the shows that are on the way between now and the end of the week. Go and have a look at our YouTube channel. Go and have a look at Super League Raw Weekly. The Final Whistle podcast is on Apple. Go and have a look at what we're currently doing. We're getting bigger. We're getting better. Go to the website, www.superleagueraw.com. Come and be a part of the fastest growing community in rugby league. Believe you me, you're going to love what we're doing. Loads of exciting things coming in 2026. We've only just really gotten started. We're getting bigger and better every single year. I'll just go through that. I think that's still Adam. I think, bless him, he's getting a bit of interference. But look, take a look at the shows that are coming on. If you are Warrington or Lee fans, get yourself into the Bluebell tomorrow. We will be doing a phone-in next week again, probably after the Saints-Lee game. That's the one that we'll be doing the phone-in after next week, because, of course, that's the biggie in it. That's a huge game. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But on behalf of everybody on the screen, maybe it'll be you next time. Take the plunge, ladies and gentlemen. Take the plunge. The only phone-in and the only way this can carry on is by you getting involved. Let's do this together. Rugby League deserves to be debated at the Final Whistle. It deserves to be debated by the fans of Super League. Pundits are great. You're better. Your voices count. You're the people who put your hard-earned money through the turnstiles. You're the passion. You're the drive. You're the underbelly of the great game of rugby league. Come on, the full-time phoning. Become a part of this fantastic community. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming on. We will see you for the Final Whistle podcast on Monday on your way into work. And, of course, we'll be back live 8 p.m. on YouTube for Super League Raw Weekly this Tuesday. Because, quite frankly, if you don't know it already, you soon will. You can't beat a bit of weekly. Good night. Thank you.
Bye, Dave.